similar to negotiating the management contract. It seems like it's a bureaucratic task and somebody needs to deal with it somewhere. But accreditation is very important regarding how our university will do in the next years. We have visiting International Accreditation Commission. We hope to have an accreditation for the next 7 years. We have one public university in Estonia who has 3 years accreditation only, and this is not a very good sign, so we aim for the 7-year one. We have been preparing for the accreditation for 1 year. We have had self-analysis in the 140 to 150 pages, and we will have a visiting international commission, evaluators in October. We hope that they will actually be here present in person, because direct contact and discussions are more efficient and also more productive than the distant accreditation. And we have heard from other universities that accreditation through Zoom has not been very efficient. So we hope that all those specialists will come here. The Commission has 13 members of 9 different countries. And I hope I'm not mistaken, says the speaker, if I say that the United Kingdom is the most represented regarding these members. So in the beginning of October, this is the most important task for our university, and hopefully by Christmas we will have a nice Christmas present of having a full accreditation. This is the minimum standard we will set to ourselves. Next, negotiating the management contracts. Management contracts are 3-year documents where all universities agree something to the ministry. And now we have the 3rd year of our old management contracts, and the new period will start next year. Now we will have 4-year management contracts, and this Friday we will have the first meeting with the Ministry of Education. I said that these are bureaucratic documents, yes, but management contracts also includes the domains of responsibility, which are the responsibility areas for us. We accept 99% of our students today in our responsibility areas, so we cannot increase this, but we might be forced to accept less, and if we forget about our aim of having the highest quality, we might also lose a part of the financing. And very important regarding this year's management contracts will be also study whether studies are corresponding to the needs of the labor market, and Estonian medium studies as well as internationalization, on the other hand, are important topics which the ministry also sees as important. But I will turn back to this when speaking about internationalization. Thereafter, implementing our development plan is important. In the framework, we need to amend the financial regulation. And the aim of this exercise is the fact that financial regulation would reflect better the achieving of the key indicators set in the development plan. And I also briefly mentioned the new initiatives regarding the new greening activities. But I will come back to this as well. One very important subject is, of course, the COVID pandemic and its influence to our study work. On Thursday, we sent our guidelines, code of conduct for the new academic year. We will have an open kickoff of the academic year, but we will also give freer hands to every professor to decide which form of study to use. The students have also given us feedback that they have not managed to physically come together for a while, and they don't actually know each other so well. So that's their preferred and also our preferred form of study. Also, we will increase the hybrid study capacity, and the aim is to carry out more social events than we had before. We have the campus day on September 10th, and then there's going to be an anniversary ceremony, which we have had traditionally every year, and it's been a nice tradition for both our students and academic staff or staff members alike. Last year, unfortunately, we weren't able to organize many of such events. Also, vaccination is important. It is today the only scientifically proven and known way of stopping the spread of COVID-19. And there is a possibility to receive a COVID-19 vaccine already tomorrow and Tuesday next week here in our campus, but also in the Estonian Maritime Academy on the 2nd of September, and in our Viru College on the 2nd of September. So it is the task for all of us to call as many people as we can upon vaccinating. We do not know how many students have been vaccinated, but we know as of random selection we have researched that 87% of our staff members are vaccinated. Coming to the admission of new students, Estonians usually say normal when things go well, so we see the numbers of the students admitted to the first level of study, 1,608, and the second level of study, 1,103. So in the first level, we say that there is a little decrease in the number of students in comparison with the last academic year. And all in all, this year we admit 2,711 students in comparison with last year, where it was a little bit higher, 2,923. And the factors which impact our admissions are, first of all, the threshold-based admissions which we have, and the threshold of state examinations in mathematics, the grade must be at least 50 points out of 100. And we may ask whether 50 points out of 100 is enough of a result. The average for the high school graduates in Estonia this year was 49%, so about 50%. And the threshold is a glass ceiling. We see that we cannot admit many more students, at least not in the first level of study. And there is a statistics also emphasized here from 2016 to 2021, how many students achieved 50 points in the state examination in mathematics. We see how the numbers are, and many universities are competing for these very same students, mostly Tallinn Technical University with the Tartu University. We see that in this spring, state examination in mathematics was achieved. That is, at least 50 points was acquired by 2,141 students, and this is our glass ceiling. We cannot increase the number of students we admit, but there's also no reason for despair. And not to say it's out of our hands. We want people to graduate with nominal study time, Yes, but there are things which we can do, admit less students and teach them well in order to have graduates with nominal study time. What can we do to change this decrease in the level of mathematics state exams? What options do we have? We have preparation courses for the state exam. I can say, based on my own example, my own daughter was participating in the secondary graduates mathematics examination preparation course, and she was very satisfied with it, and this is what her friends said as well. We'd also like to teach our students better ourselves, and that's why we have didactic centers in order to support our academic staff. And thirdly, we also want to cooperate with the state secondary schools. And every time we have a meeting with the representatives of the ministry, we emphasize how important it would be also to initiate the science school, so that we can take these talented young people and teach them and guide them ourselves. And one of our aims for doing this is achieving the fact that more young people would have the 50 points and over threshold in the mathematics state exam. A new project which we have is starting with micro degrees. This is a form of open study comprising 2 or more degree level courses and depending on the needs of the labor market. A micro-degree can be acquired in 1 to 2 semesters, and completion of a micro-degree program is confirmed by a continuing education certificate. We will start with 24 micro-degree programs. All faculties have proposed them, and School of Information Technologies today have the most important or the most popular micro-degree program where for the programming 50 people have signed up. We have also had the aim of creating a program of engineering academy. We have had a very successful experience already with an IT academy. And the aim of an engineering academy would be, of course, to improve the qualifications of the engineering students and to meeting the needs of the labor market, also increasing visibility of engineering, and also have professional higher education goals set and achieved this way. To the ministry, we have proposed 5 domains where we'd like to actively participate in the forms of this engineering academy. And now we look forward to receiving the aid of the structural funds of the new programming period of the European Commission. And I am rather optimistic about the fact that the engineering academy program will become reality. And we have been very clearly concentrating on the domains which are important in the field of engineering for us. Challenges based by internationalization, or the challenges of internationalization. I have focused here on several activities which are important here. We would like to have foreign students from different parts or different regions of the world. Today we have to admit that we have 5 to 6 countries which are dominating. 89% of the foreign students come from these 5 to 6 countries, and the idea is to have a more broader based international student numbers. Also, Estonian medium teaching is important also for the ministry, so that we would have enough offspring, people who would study and continue teaching work here in Estonia. And for instance, in the field of information technologies, we have more doctoral students who are not Estonians, and it's very difficult to find them as well. The shares of foreign students in the first level of study is 6.4%, which is rather medium. It could be higher. In the second level, 16.4. All in all, 10.4. And last summer we had an issue of whether the foreign students from the third states would come here as a result of the pandemic, but they managed. And we have not been discriminating against anybody based on this. And at the university, we also need to agree on strategic trends and principles of internationalization in this new academic year. I'd also like to mention Eurotech. The second academic year is now. Last year in October, Eurotech started, and Eurotech course catalogue has 59 subjects. We have proposed 6 subjects. And this morning's statistics is rather positive. Our students are interested in taking Eurotech courses. 42 students have registered for 59 subjects, and all different schools are represented as well. About 50% of these 42 students come from the School of Engineering, and the rest from other schools. The mobility from our side is rather modest at the moment. When we have 10 to 20% of foreign students ourselves, then our students go to study elsewhere about 2 to 3%, which we would like to increase. Regarding research, what we see as a very important goal for the upcoming year is the reform of doctoral programs. We have too many of them at the moment, and the system needs to be reformed. We have made the first agreements with the schools, and we will reduce the numbers of different doctoral programs. As of the 1st of September 2022, it will become reality, hopefully. Also, we would like to create a grant fund in order to support early stage researchers. And the focus areas have been there for a while as well. The Vice Rector for Research has been setting this as a goal to deal with them. And entrepreneurial department provides more support for the business agreements, intellectual property protection and licensing. And the new financial rules must provide more support for doctoral students and researchers in preparing for the commercialization and innovative product or service based on research results. And a new project area, Artificial Intelligence and Robotics Estonia, will start as well. It is a 7-year project in order to support the digital maturity of companies and the adoption of new technologies. And I would like to also mention the co-creation project, which is also in the portfolio of the Vice Rector for Entrepreneurship. The aim of the co-creation project is to promote donation culture and habits for the higher education and research in Estonia. And TalTech.ee co-creation, you will find the data about what this is about. We'd like to start with making donations to our own alma mater first. We'd like to increase the volume of scholarships. We have had a volume of 150,000 euros of scholarships annually, but time is ripe in order to increase and promote the donation culture and increase the volume of scholarships as well. And we also have a new, or not very new, but green subjects package. We speak about greening very often at the university, but we haven't had a very systemic approach to all the green subjects, and it is a very horizontally important issue at the university, starting from switching off lights when we don't need them and recycling, but greening is broader, and it's important to apply all these principles horizontally. In this context, we can speak about resource efficiency in our campus, elaborating circular economy strategy, integrating the principles of sustainable economy to our curricula. When we have young students coming to the universities nowadays, they ask about what criteria of a sustainable economy is applied. A couple of years ago, I was at the public opinion discussion festival in Paide, and we had a discussion where a former student was there asking of how we can use the new Green Deal and new Green Turn in order to apply all these principles in practice. Integrating the goals of sustainable economy to the activities of the university is important, but also cooperation with other universities in Tallinn, with public and private sector, as well as international networking. Last but not least, we cannot not mention Ida-Viru County when we speak about the new Green Turn. We have a college in Ida-Viru County, and the question is how can we support the digital and green turn in this county as well. Burning oil shale is very expensive, environmentally very expensive and harming, but thousands of people are directly connected to this sector in Ida-Viru County. We have elaborated a vision in order to carry out green and digital turn. We have a center of excellence called VIDRIK in Ida-Viru County. And our aim is to develop international and regional curricula, supporting entrepreneurship and also providing in-service training and retraining opportunities. These are also separately financed by the European Commission, and 340 million euros which come from these resources. The government of Estonia has decided to direct these finances to Ida-Viru County, and it's not our aim to earn based on these new initiatives, but also to make a change. So all in all, I can say and I will say that we will have a new academic year, which is interesting, with new challenges as well as new opportunities. Because there will be new opportunities. There will be some horizontal subjects such as the COVID pandemic and its influences, also grant fund, new green issues, and the changing of the financial regulation. But it is also important to emphasize the sense of community or unity at the university. All these years having worked as a rector, I see that We have a room for improvement in the sense of community or sense of unity which we create here at the university, and we have to continue progressing on this path. And as a part of our development plan, yes, we have certain indicators, but also it is important to create a sense of unity among ourselves. And the last point, which has been emphasized here, the financing of higher education by the Estonian state is important. Within the last 5 years, we have seen that the universities' financing has been increased by the consumer price index rise in Estonia in the last 5 years. So less than 10%. And today, we do not have a very good vision for the future. We don't know what the state is planning to do. And thus, it is important for us to be able to say what the bottlenecks are, what will happen if the current situation will continue, whether the Estonian language and culture will start degrading or dying out. And because the general aim of having an Estonian medium university is to support the Estonian language and culture. In a year's time,